All right. So the first question I have here says, "What made you initially want to start working with video and audio?"
So for me, the initial attraction with video and audio kind of goes back to when I was a kid. I I got started with photography really. Like when I was about 8 years old, my dad bought like the first family still camera. It was a film camera, and for whatever reason, I was just attracted to it, and I learned it, taught myself, started taking photographs, and did that all the way through school and high school. And once I got my hands onto a video camera, it was sort of a natural progression. I just enjoyed making little short films and little movies and things like that. Um, I was also, as a kid, and still am, a huge outdoors lover. And when it came time to figure out what I wanted to do for a career, I was trying to figure out how I could blend all of those things together. And I actually found Full Sail way back in 1996 after looking at a bunch of different art schools. Full Sail happened to be in my backyard because I lived here in the area, and I signed up for the film program. And it was an associate program at the time. It was only 13 months long, but it was a wonderful experience. And to make a long story short, through networking and just living and breathing, film and video and photography and all of these things, I hooked up with a production company that that was based out of Tampa, Florida, and they did the type of work and programming that I was interested in the most, and that was a lot of nature documentary work. And
Gotcha. That actually brings me into the next question there. Well, what projects have you worked on in the past that you felt like, really passionate about, those you
yeah,
really special to you?
so projects I've worked on in the past, and I continue to do work on a freelance basis, but some of the projects that I'm most proud of are, is my work on a show called Jack Hanna's Into the Wild. Um, Jack Hanna is one of those guys. You've probably seen him. He's been on TV for over 40 years now. He's got one of the longest syndicated shows on television, and I got to be a camera guy on that show and
Nice.
travel around the world shooting that television show, which entailed a lot of adventures and safaris and being in the jungle and shooting all sorts of wildlife and everything for that particular show.
Yeah.
So, but you know that show and many others that I worked on, I would say kind of is the body of work that I've been doing for the last 20 something years.
Awesome. And then last question here. It says, are you currently working on any projects outside of Full Sail?
So projects I'm working on outside of Full Sail currently, there's an element of video, but the most important thing to it is I've started a small company and small brand with my best friend, and it's called Flannel and Whiskey, and it's an outdoor brand. Similar and along the lines of you go anywhere here in Florida and you see like a Salt Life sticker on a car.
Yep, everywhere.
And we're kind of that for the outdoors person. And what I've been working on there is everything that comes along with that. Product design, website design, social media strategies. Any photography, video that's related to that. Actually, getting merchandise made. But we've taken things in a different direction recently, where we're trying some things that are a little more that are a little different, a little more meaningful, and we're hosting workshops to connect with the community face to face, and we're doing things at the store REI in Winter Park. We're doing workshops there under the name of Flannel and Whiskey, but it's really for us to be able to introduce people to the brand, but also just connect with people.
So Flannel Whiskey, is that like a retailer? Is it like what's the
we
the
call
product?
it a brand community.
Okay.
So we are, we of course have all the things that a typical brand would. We've got t-shirts, hats, all that kind of stuff, and ideas for more and more products and different product lines and stuff like that. But we also are creating a space where people kind of live that way of life, and so we have different things. We have like a Facebook group where people get on and just kind of share all their outdoor adventures. And
So your
things like
product
that.
is a way of life.
It is.
Yeah, got it.
It's like a lifestyle brand. And I think we're really digging the term brand community because it kind of ties all of that in, and we're trying to build a community not just locally, but around the United States that recognize that brand name and just get out there and do what they love to do in the outdoors and make time to do that. That's sort of the idea behind it. So that's taken up a lot of time, but it's also something that doesn't feel like work because I love it.
Yeah, well, that sounds awesome. That's really cool. And I was reading your in the survival guide, your profile, or whatever, and it said that you were really big into like wilderness and stuff like that, and it definitely shows, man. That's really cool.
So it's funny because I talk about this in this class a lot, and it's I encourage people. I didn't really know this until I kind of have been looking back at my journey and my path, and I've managed to always take things that I really, really am interested in, and funnel them into career, and that's what happened with initially working in the production industry, and then it manifested into teaching, and now I'm working on a brand, and it's just really taking all the cool stuff that I like to do and just channeling it somewhere.
That's really cool. It keeps you focused too, because it's like you have all this like stuff that you want to do, and then like it's the money making aspect on it too, and then
that's what I encourage students to do is to not only look at their time here in MCBS in a way where they can do that, like you can take your interests and weave them into your assignments and your coursework and really make it something that you're truly invested in, as opposed to just clicking the box and saying, hey, I did this assignment. Like if you need to, if you're really into skateboarding and you have to make a video for class, why not make it about skateboarding? Because you are an expert in that area and you really are passionate about it, and it's going to show, so that's kind of what I tell students, just really find out what your passions are and weave that into everything that you do.
Yeah. I like that. I like the mindset. I'm definitely going to use that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Those are all the questions that I do have. I appreciate all the time
and
and everything.
I look forward to having you in class.